Hey internet friends, it's Andy Gutierrez from Lucasfilm here with another thrilling episode of Rebels Recon. This week, the crew met up with Mon Mothma and Gold Squadron, and now I'm here to take you behind the scenes. So fire a couple of proton torpedoes into a nebula and strap in. This episode of Recon's gonna bring the heat. During a secret mission, the Ghost Crew encounters Gold Squadron, who happen to be transporting Mon Mothma.
We're in the process of building an alliance, uniting the various rebel cells across the galaxy.
But when the Empire arrives with their TIE defenders, the rebels must evade through a dangerous nebula.
Negative, do not attack the Star Destroyers. Fire at the nebula!
After successfully escaping the Empire, Mon Mothma relays a rallying call to unite the rebellion.
This, my friends, this is our rebellion.
Secret Cargo showed the rebel fleet on the precipice of greatness. I sat down with cast and crew to talk about what Mon Mothma has been up to since Revenge of the Sith, what it was like bringing back this legendary character, and our new connections to Rogue One. Check it out. In Secret Cargo, the rebels help rescue the one and only Mon Mothma. As a Star Wars fan, what's it like bringing that iconic character into your story?
It's always fun when you get to act off of legendary characters in Star Wars, so that's been cool, and it shows what level the rebellion is growing to. And the fun part of it has been we all have taken shots at her voice, so that's been really funny. And when either Freddie or I do it, we call her Man Mothma.
In Secret Cargo, we get to see Mon Mothma right after she's left the Senate. What has she been up to since the events of Revenge of the Sith?
She's trying to limit the Emperor's power and protect as many worlds as she can through politics, negotiation, diplomacy. This is failing, and she knows it's failing.
She wants some type of legitimate strength to fight the Empire, but we pick her up at a point where she realizes that that's all pretty much lost at this point, and she doesn't really believe that they're going to be able to avoid open conflict. But she's concerned that they don't really have the resources to fight the Empire.
This is a historic moment in the series. She's been doing a lot of what Bail Organa has been doing, which is clandestinely arranging rebel cells and funneling support to these freedom fighters across various places in the galaxy. But she hasn't come out as a public enemy of the Empire until this episode.
We meet Gold Leader and General Dodonna in this episode as well. What have they been up to while we've been following another rebel cell?
There probably is a whole TV series just about Gold Leader and General Dodonna and the crazy adventures that they're on, but they were a great way to symbolize Yavin, kind of like the bigger rebellion that's going on, and teaming up our groups.
They're primarily a fighter squadron, so they've probably been protecting convoys, maybe hitting a few soft Imperial targets here and there. You gotta remember, we're not at the point where it's been a public declaration of war against the Empire. That really comes in Rogue One. So they are doing stealth missions, small things here and there.
Mon Mothma discusses the idea of uniting the rebel cells. How does this relate to the Rebel Alliance as we see in Rogue One?
This is probably a key moment where many of the characters we see in Rogue One coming together, that probably first came together in this episode.
This is really about bringing all these various cells together and learning how to operate effectively together. But as we see in Rogue One, there's still a lot of disagreement as to how to deal with this Empire.
Producing this stuff is tricky because you're trying to make it all line up, but you'll see, as we go forward, that there's more of a Rogue One aesthetic that influences Rebels, as I try to include some of the look of those groups.
Is it safe to assume that much of the fleet that we see at the end of this episode is present during Rogue One?
I would say a lot of it is. Maybe not all of it, because there's a few ship types that we don't see in Rogue One, so maybe they just weren't combat ready. Maybe they were off in the wings getting refitted for a future combat, but I want to think that everything that the Rebel Alliance had that could move, that could fight, was sent to Scarif.
Ezra, see if you can get these tires off me.
I can't, there's too many of them.
Carabast, a Star Destroyer. Evasive maneuvers.
Chopper, can you please turn the TV down? Some of us are trying to do actual work here.
What TV?
TV's not on.
Sorry, Katie.
Come on, Chop.
Lucasfilm Story Group's Pablo Hidalgo is a cool dude. So cool, in fact, that I need to wear these shades to get your Burning Rebels questions answered. Let's go. Sup, Pablo?
I have this conference room booked.
Oh.
No, but you could ask.
Okay, cool. I've got a question from Joshua Parrish.
Oh, okay.
He asks, do the insignias Thrawn's stormtroopers and officers have on their pauldrons and uniforms have any significance?
They do. They are a stylized depiction of a chimera, basically a three-headed monster. So that's what those prongs represent. Basically, anyone in Thrawn's forces has the ability to wear that emblem.
Good to know. Thanks, Pablo.
Later.
Stay cool. Got questions about Secret Cargo or anything else you want answered? Tweet it to @StarWars using the hashtag Rebels Recon, and we'll answer what we can online. And now, since you made it this far into the episode without leaving, here's a sneak peek at our next adventure, Double Agent Droid.
The astromech that triggered the alarm on Killen Station arrived aboard this shuttle.
Checking archive data on identified rebel droids. Quite a unique model. Out of date. I believe the C-1 astromech is the droid infiltrator Grand Admiral Thrawn referenced in his memo about the rebels of Phoenix Squadron.
I will alert the station at once.
No, we'll inform the ISB after I have what I need from that spy.
Thanks for watching Rebels Recon. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. If you want more information on Secret Cargo, check out our episode guide on StarWars.com on Monday. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week, after I stand here while the credits roll.